You are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is Breaking the Ice. I'm with three of my beautiful friends on the campus of Montclair State University for the final episode of the semester, where we talk about a bunch of people who take sticks.
We talk about puck.
They take the sticks, right? And then they take this like little rubber black little thing, and then like they put it in like a net type thing, and they get points for that, and like whoever does that more times wins the game, and whoever does that the best at the end of the year gets a nice little shiny circular thing for off season.
Shiny piece of metal.
We talk about hockey around here. And now I have Tanner Price on mic 1. How's it going, blue shirt man?
The blue shirts.
Yes, sir. The blue shirts.
And week. Mid.
Yeah, that's true.
2 losses, 1
on
win.
mic 2, got Stefania Bastink here. How's it going?
Devils are still causing me pain. No
Dude,
update
the Devils
from the
cause
last
her
time.
pain. How much pain on a scale of like 1 to 10? You know how much pain we're talking?
I'm at about a 7 right now. Sometimes.
Yo, that's passing. 7 is passing.
Honestly, sometimes they do well, and I get that false hope, and then they just.
She gets gaslit, guys.
Yeah, I
she
get
gets
gaslit,
gaslit on the ice. That's what that is right there. And also in the building, making his return after some time away. It's the man with the team with the best power play. It's AJ Chasen.
How we doing? Best power play. 0 for 37. Ugh, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. Aww. But anyways, guys, the Islanders are in a playoff spot. Woo! Right? Yeah.
Next topic.
Next topic. This guy. What's wrong with that, bro?
Tanner, you care to explain?
We here at Breaking the Ice Incorporated.
BTI Incorporated.
Hate the New York Islanders. I think every person that has ever been involved with the show.
I don't hate the Islanders. Everyone else, I don't like the Islanders. Don't get me wrong, but they're not like on. They're on any bad list.
We just make fun of them.
Oh yeah, they're the easiest target ever,
easiest
bro.
Target ever.
Yeah, they're the easiest target.
They're playing good hockey.
Are they the runt of this division? Like aside from right now that they're winning, but like as a whole, or is it's Columbus though, right?
It's Columbus. Columbus is just kind of like when I think of the Metro division. You know, you think of your Rangers, your Devils, even your Islanders, your Penguins, all of those teams. Carolina, you know, they've been good for a long time. They were kind of in that spot too, but Columbus is just there. Every other one of these teams plays in like a big like city. Not even, but like
the big city of Newark, New Jersey, baby.
They just don't. They're just there, kind of.
They're just there,
and I don't know.
I love the Devils scoreboard, though. You know, they do some good work at the Islanders games. That'd be some funny stuff right there.
They don't show replays though.
They don't show replays.
Blue Amarillo, they don't show replays.
Can't hate on the Rock. You know, the Rock it's a rocky place. It's rocky.
No,
it's the Pebble.
I enjoy it.
AJ
it's a way to watch
out.
Cheap NHL games.
You guys both missed out on Devils Sharks, man. Let me tell you something. If there was any experience y'all would have enjoyed in this world, would have been that day. Steph was there. She had an incredible day hanging out with her bestie, and then like the rest of us there as well, watching Anthony Duclair and Jacob McDonald drop 2 goals each. Who's Jacob McDonald? Do you know who that is? I didn't even know who Jacob McDonald was.
You see, I don't know if I would have. I think I would have been there. I would have been quiet. I would have been relaxed, chilled out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have talked anything. I wouldn't have said a word.
This. All right,
I
so
got nothing against that team in the red and black. Nothing against them.
For any audience members that don't know, we have a varsity gaslighter here at Mike 3. AJ is the biggest Devils fan in the whole wide world. He's the biggest Devils fan in the whole wide world.
There's nothing I love more than the New
Jersey Devils. Especially not the Pittsburgh Penguins, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though he's wearing a Penguins hat right now, like it's
I'm still just the biggest Devils fan of all time.
Tanner's got the Rangers hat with the Expos sweatshirt on.
Yep. And Tanner, Penguins fan.
And
that's how it works. Like if you wear a Rangers hat, you're a Penguins fan. If you wear a Devils hat, if you wear a Penguins hat, you're a Devils fan. And if you wear a Devils hat, you're a Ranger fan.
So
that's how it works.
I want to talk about one thing though, but why What's it like to get 165.2 points dropped in fantasy on your head? John Giftopoulos. Did you do that, AJ? Did you do that to them?
I did do that to him.
Let's check. Let's do a little fantasy check-in. You know, we messed up not putting Steph in this league. Like, that would have absolutely made everything better because then we would have 16 teams.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had like someone on the bye week
And
every week.
you guys take care of this.
We had this, John. I feel bad for him. He had the second highest point total in the league at 141.2, and he lost by 24 points. Like that, we have Cam, who won, got his first win with 78 points.
Yeah.
John almost doubled him
Yep. I lost.
and lost. We had.
Hey, to be the best, you got to beat the best, you
Yeah,
know. And some.
I agree.
And that week, John Gothopoulos wanted a challenge. He went to that ESPN fantasy. They wanted to put him on against me. They wanted him to have a challenge versus the best, and he got smashed.
Yeah.
It happens. If we had to do power rankings
We do power rankings.
of our fantasy week,
I'm looking. I know the playoff bracket is set. The playoffs. I'll give a playoff update. So we have the
Shout out JT
versus
Bethea.
the 1 seed versus the 8 seed. The matchup right now would be me versus Daniel.
Yep.
Daniel's the 1 seed. I am at the 8 seed, of course.
Going against wait, Daniel's the 1 seed now?
He is the 1 seed.
What happened?
He's
Dude,
the
I
one-
was literally the one.
he's the 1 seed because of the
I had
tie.
a bye, bro. I had a bye.
It's because you had the bye, and Daniel has the tiebreaker over me because my one loss is to Daniel.
Then we have Hughes Your Daddy at the 5 seed, and Doof's Bipedal Freaks at the 4 seed. Then we have Rockin' Out with Capo Caco at the 6 seed. And,
God.
and AJ
God.
at the 3. Then we have the Dealers at the 2.
The dealers, man.
and the Dusters,
I'm telling
and
you.
the Dusters at 7. So me and John are currently tied at 4 and 5 for the.
But yeah, the
7
8-team
spots.
playoff is certainly doing work here. In the right now, Tony D's Twitter account is at the bottom of the league, so that means Pittsburgh Poppy
Poppy
has
gotta win.
won a game. It's over. Pittsburgh Poppy won a game.
So if we had to rank the top 5 teams, right?
Top 5 teams.
Who do we think has the top 5 teams in the league?
Oh, well,
So-
let's go by seeding. I have to say, me
I'd
and
go-
Daniel and AJ, us three have
Yeah,
one
I'd say
loss.
I'd say Connor,
each.
Daniel, AJ make up the top 3. Then after that, there's a lot.
Honestly, like, let's be real. I don't even know. Okay, so how I feel about this is this league is so. That's not even true, honestly. You should.
What were you going to say? It was top heavy?
No, so this league is so interesting. The records do not tell the whole story at all. Like, look, let's just look at John Giftopoulos. His team has dropped 1,000 points, but he's just been screwed with the fact that he has had 900 points dropped on him.
Yeah.
Whereas the entire Western Division, not only one person has had over 800 dropped on them. So the top, how good a fantasy team is how many points they score genuinely, because you can't play defense in fantasy. So by the numbers, John has the best team. He's just been getting screwed with his matchups. Then AJ, you have the second best team. Nem has the third best team. And then Jackson has the fourth best team. My team is like around the 6th, or honestly, I have one of the lower teams. I have one of the mid-tier teams. I'm just getting extremely
I have more-
lucky with my points against.
Yeah, I have more points. I've scored more points than you this season.
I have the lowest
4 and
points against all season. I've just been lucking out with my matchups. I'm the only person in the league with less than 700 points against me,
Yeah.
and one of 2 in my entire division with less than 700 points against me. So honestly, I feel like it's not the record that matters. It's how much. So my team's okay, but John's team is good. Let's look at John's team. He's dropped 1,000 points. You know why? He's got Connor McDavid on an absolute hot streak right now, right? The Oilers are heating up. He has Nikita Kucherov. Enough said there. He has Sam Reinhart. Literally, like, been unreal this season.
I mean, he has like 3 close to 40-point players already.
Yeah.
He's got Kucherov, McDavid, and Reinhart, which carry his offense.
Plus a top 5 goalie.
He has Patrick Kane in his lineup for some reason. John, what's going on with that? He on his defense, he's got, I believe, he's got Rasmus Anderson. He's got Vince Dunn. Those are some pretty solid guys right there. Seth Lugo just signed a contract, by the way. He's got Noah Dobson down there. In net, Connor Hellebuck does work for him. But he's got a bunch of guys who put in some solid work on that ice. And that's where his team separates.
Yeah. John Gothopoulos, I'd say if you're looking at the top of a roster, he has probably the best team in the league.
Yeah.
With McDavid, with Kucherov.
And dude, Reinhart, I didn't know Reinhart was going to be like how he is right now. But
with Reinhart, he got fortunate with the Alex DeBrincat hot streak at the start of the year that carried him through the first 2 weeks when McDavid was down. When he was down with that injury, like you said, Reinhart's been going nuts. He's got guys like Marchenko and Doughty on his bench right now because they don't have games tonight. He's got the number 2 defenseman right now in Noah Dobson, who's been a point per game defenseman for him. He even has a guy like Shea Theodore, point per game defenseman on his IR, and then Connor Hellebuck, top 5 goalie. Enough said.
Enough said, man.
So if you look at the top of his team, best team in the league.
But he's the 7th in the playoff bracket.
Yeah.
So
the reason why I think he's 7th though,
as of right now, it's me and John against each other in the first round. It's gonna be a matchup.
Because the reason why I think the reason why he's 7th is because outside of that top, right, his team is very top heavy. Mm-hmm. Like you go down to guys, like you go down his roster, like has Patrick Kane rostered, like Jordan Kyrou's been okay, like he hasn't been great, like Ehlers hasn't been great either, like. He has Patrick Laine, who's 8 points at 17 games. Like, he hasn't been good. Like, his team, like, it doesn't have the depth to where when the guys are out, he's been able to stack wins. And a lot of his points, like, when he wins a game, he blows out a team. Mm-hmm. But when he's lost, he's either got unfortunate luck, like this week, being the number 2 point scorer in the league, and lost because my team decided to have the best week of any team in the league so far this year, dropping 165. Like that's probably not going to get broken. Mm-hmm. Just went nuts. Or his teams just didn't show up that week. Mm-hmm. To put it in on-air terms, just didn't show up that week.
Didn't show up, man.
He just didn't show up that week.
But that's why the 8-team playoff is what we needed.
Exactly. The 14 playoff wasn't it.
Oh, that was so bad. Yeah, we had to change that.
It wasn't it. And when you're scoring 1,000 points, eventually the point totals and like the wins and losses, they're eventually going to reflect it.
He's an 82% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who, John?
Yeah, he's a higher one than Alex.
That's what I'm saying. Like eventually the wins and losses, they're going to even themselves out. And yes, he will have a top 5 team by the end of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the
no
playoff
doubt.
percentages are.
Listen,
Campbell has a higher percentage than you.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm just trying to make the playoffs.
Right now, it looks
Yeah,
like
I get the win this week though.
I know.
So the West, it's like AJ, Daniel, and Jackson like clinched. In the East, I'm clinched with like Nem, and then Alex has a 60% chance. John has an 82% chance. Tanner's got Tanner, you and Campbell 44 and 58. It's a close one there.
The thing is though is that I defeated Campbell earlier in the season, so that could play huge.
Does anyone have close to 100% chance to make the playoffs? Like
you have 99.
You
have 99. Daniel has 98.
Wait, how do you see that?
It's on the far right side.
Jackson has
I don't see it.
94.
In the standings, scroll to the right.
Daniel, AJ, and Jackson.
All right, I see it.
Daniel is 98. AJ, you got 99. You have the highest percentage.
Word.
And then
Word.
Jackson has
That's wasn't
94.
surprised.
Jackson 94. Connor, you got 96,
96, baby.
And Nem has 94.
Oh my goodness, that's Eunice's cousin right there. Shout out Eunice's cousin. But
So what do we think's the better division, the West or the East? In our fantasy league?
The better division
East.
is absolutely
It's the East.
got to be the East. Yeah, like they've had more points
5
dropped
out,
on them.
5 out of the 8 playoff teams.
Yeah, East is better. 5 out of the 8, and then you have the 1,000-point scoring team on that side, Nem's team, and they've had much more points dropped on them than compared to the West.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's some good teams out west. Don't get it twisted.
There is.
Listen, we don't even need the East and West. The playoffs.
Yeah,
it's literally
it's
not
yeah.
reflective. I think. Wait, actually, is it?
I don't think so. No.
I don't think so. No.
No, because 2, 3. Wait.
No, and it shouldn't be
It
either.
wouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Yeah, it shouldn't be. I'm trying to. No, so So 1, 3, and 4 are all from the West, I believe. Right? Okay. 1, 3, and 4 are all Western teams. So yes, it's just based off the 8 best teams in the league, which is exactly what I want to see.
Yeah.
Poor
Hey.
Pittsburgh Poppy, but at least he's not Ryan D's Twitter account.
Hey, all I need to know is this. All I need is this, right? The only thing I need to be leading the league in right now at this time of the year is best team wallpaper. His best team profile picture. And all I know is if you're leading that, you're doing something good. Look good, play good. You know what I'm saying? Look good, look good.
Has an absolute fact.
Look good, play good. And I think I'm winning that.
My
right.
defense is battered tonight, bro. I can't even do this. Seth Jones is out. Tanev is out. Oh my goodness. Erica Branson's suspended. My defense is falling apart.
I have in a week where I really, really need to get a win. I have Keandre Miller, who's just out for personal reasons tonight, and they don't want to explain what it is.
He actually,
He's just out. It's just like, yeah,
Dude.
he's out tonight.
you have no idea how upset I was last night flipping through NHL games on ESPN Plus and seeing like Dolly and get me the one to get the empty net goal, seeing Mikko Rantanen get 2 secondary assists on power play goals.
I
I was.
didn't have that many players last night, and they all Rantanen had 6 points.
You had more games than I did.
Rantanen had 6.
He had 2 secondary assists on
4. Donnelly had 4.
Yeah, I was watching
Jeff
the game.
Petrie had 2, and Lawson Krause had 1.
It was awful. I was watching all the game. I was watching and the crazy thing, I was watching both of Colorado's power plays too. And I was saying Rantanen got with the 2 secondary assists on those. Then I flip and Dolly's the one, of course, to rip the empty netter.
Let
I'm
me
like,
give
you
a
gotta be
shout out.
kidding me.
Guy who has been going off this season for me in fantasy. That's Lawson Krause. 12 goals, 5 assists on the season. Not bad for the Coyotes.
You'll
And
take that.
He's doing good for my team.
Why do you got Anders Lee on this team here?
I have Anders Lee on this team, unfortunately. I have Anders Lee and JG Pageau for some reason.
He wants them Islanders, baby.
Yeah. Allowed John Tavares' 1,000th
And you
point.
have oh my goodness. You have one goalkeeper? You have one goaltender?
Yeah,
Just Jari?
why?
Just Jari? That's all you
Yeah,
need?
I mean, I had Jonas Corposalo. Let me find. I could have been possibly 5-4 right now, but I think it was last Thursday. Jonas Corposalo. No, it was not last Thursday. It was one day last week. Jonas Corposalo. Let's see this stat line.
Oh god.
Oh
god.
Oh no, Pyotr Kochetkov. 3 goals against, 3 saves on the night.
50%?
My negative 5.4 points out of my goalie. Why should I have him on my
I
team?
believe Stefania had Auntie Ranta in that great game, right?
Yeah, so I
She
dropped.
had him. She picked him up for the 8-goal, 14-shot game.
Yep. I dropped Vitek Vanacek, and I picked up Antti Ranta, and they decided, yeah, we'll leave him in the goal for all 8 goals. So that was about negative 14.
Wow. Negative 14, Tanner. Incredible.
That's wild. I thought mine was bad.
Well, that's fantasy for you. Season's going strong, but
Hold on, before we wrap up fantasy, I just got to make one special shout out here.
do a special shout out.
Sometimes, when it comes with real sports, fantasy sports, sometimes you have to capitalize on
moments?
certain players being available due to certain teams' moves. Right? We're talking about goalies. We're talking about, you're not with we're talking about our goalies, they're dropping negatives and you shouldn't have them on your team, right? I got 3 goalies and they're producing right now. Why?
I rock 3 goalies as well.
Because a certain team in this league, right? I won't go ahead and say their name. It's all right. You know who you are. Dropped Cam Talbot, right? And before the season, right? You would have thought, Cam Talbot, right? Kings goalie, competing to be the starter, right? But I believed in this man so much to where I picked him up as my 3rd goalie, and guess what happened? He is now the number 1 goalie in fantasy, baby. Let's go. So, to that team,
And you got Carter H. Rat.
you are near and dear to my heart. I will never talk noise to you in the group chat again. I will not. Why?
Because you gave me Cam Talbot.
Because without your absolutely abysmal roster management mistake, I would not be 7-1 right now. So thank you very much, and we'll be seeing you in the playoff.
If that team makes the playoffs, of course.
If that team makes the
If
playoffs.
that team makes the playoffs. But that's fantasy for you. So now we're going to do a little thing called talking about actual hockey around here.
What the people came to listen to.
What the What the people came to listen to. And we're going to start things off with the Pacific Division. AJ, we've been talking about how the Knights, the Nucks, and the Kings are dominating this division. But look at Edmonton coming back off an incredible surge. Team of the week, without a doubt, Edmonton Oilers. They've just reeled off 7 in a row and have turned the season around.
Yeah, they're 3 points out of a wild card right now with 2 in hand.
They needed 7 wins in a row to tie the Flames for points. Let's just put that in perspective, guys.
And they did it.
The Kraken are trash. Straight up, they're trash. Like, they have lost 8 straight and 9 of 10.
I mean, there's an absolute fall off here. There's a team that you're missing that we expected to be bad, and they had a really good start to the season, and now they're
The Ducks,
falling
yeah, the
off as
Ducks are also even worse. The Ducks are trash, too.
A couple weeks ago, we were talking about them maybe sneaking into a playoff spot, and now they're
I think
sitting
they
at
have one
8th.
win in the last month almost.
I just saw that stat. They're like 1-11.
Yeah,
They've fallen off.
Well, that was bound to happen for the Ducks.
It
They're
was.
a young team. They're an inexperienced team.
It
They're not a
was.
very deep team, but a team that made the playoffs last year, and a team that thought maybe could take the jump, which a lot of people thought could take the jump in Seattle. Yeah, they've been awful. But are
been
we
terrible.
shocked? Because the one thing that we all talked about coming into the season with Seattle is if they were going to repeat last year's success, a couple things had to happen. One, Matty Beniers had to take that jump into that elite number 1 center spot, type of player. He hasn't done that yet.
No.
He's been a very good player. He hasn't taken that jump into being a superstar, which is what this team would have needed. 2, Jared McCann would have had to put up 40-goal pace again, playing next to Beniers. Has that happened? No. Right? And a lot of these middle 6 guys that they have, their teams is all filled with it. Outside of Beniers and McCann, like Eberle's a middle sixer, Tanev's a middle sixer, Tolvanen's a middle sixer, Gord's a middle sixer, Bjorkstrand's a middle sixer, Kaylor Yamamoto's a middle sixer. And these are guys that are being asked to be played at points, top power play minutes, top 6 minutes, right? It's not sustainable.
Yeah, and that's been their thing since they came into the league is that, yes, Matty Beniers looks like this young superstar player, but they don't have that, like, solidified guy that could take them. Like, it seems like every successful team kind of has players like that. They have a lot of guys, as you said, that are middle 6 forwards that are not putting up. Their point leader, I believe, is a defenseman in Vince Dunn.
You know what happens when you have 10 forwards that are going to play around 60-point pace?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? You'll get 70 points on the season.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going to happen. And
Because-
on the defensive end as well, they need a guy like Vince Dunn to take that jump into that with an elite number 1 defense role as well. That's what you gave him the 70 year for. He's producing the same as he did last year, or on pace of it. But they needed him to be better. They needed him to take that next jump, and these players just haven't. And it's not like they have the goalies either to mask all these issues.
They also
don't.
needed, last year a 40-goal season from Jared McCann. You cannot bank on that happening again, and it seems like they may have done that.
Yeah, you could bank on 25-30 out of him.
Yeah, definitely.
If he's playing top line, top power play minutes. But
you need to get one of those like bona fide star players that is going to transform your team. And I don't know who you get or how you get it, but you do need that because that's the one thing they're lacking. They have a lot of guys who are solid NHL players, but no one that will take them over will win a playoff series, will will them to a playoff series. They don't have that. There's no guy on this roster that I see and is like, that is a game breaker. If it comes down to it, he'll be there. He'll be the guy in the clutch. There's just no one there for me, for this team.
like the Kraken have a lot of very good players.
They
like
do.
a bunch of solid players, right?
They do.
They don't have, like you said, they don't have that player to where on a nightly basis you could look at that player and be like, they're going to drop 2 points tonight.
Yeah,
They're going to take over the game. They're going to tilt the ice.
Because there is so many players that you see that all of the top teams have. I mean, we see the Canucks are in a very good position this season, and we see JT Miller is having a fantastic season. He's second in points right now. The Bruins are a great team this season. They have David Pastrnak, who has 39 points. Nathan McKinnon, 39. Artemi Panarin, the Rangers who are leading the East, 38 points. He's been fantastic for them this season. You have Sam Reinhart, 37 for the Panthers. And then also Elias Pettersson, 37 for the Canucks. The only one that stands out here really is Connor McDavid, but that's just because it's Connor McDavid.
Of course.
He's gonna do that night in, night out. And the Kraken just don't have that player that is going to transform a game that can win you hockey games just by himself on rough nights for your team.
So I want to dive a little bit more into Matty Beniers, right?
That's that boy.
Last year, he was shooting around 17%, which is good, right? Dropped 24 goals, put 17 minutes out with the night, right? 57 points in 80 games, and you're looking at that player to jump to that point per game type center, right? Mm-hmm. In 29 games, Matt Beniers dropped 13 points, right? 4 goals, 9 assists. That's awful.
Yeah.
He's shooting 7.4%, and he's playing a minute and a half more a night. And I know the stat's not really a stat that it's not really a stat that people take seriously because plus minus is kind of it depends on your situation. Mm-hmm. As a number one center, his plus minus is -20 this year. Mm-hmm. That's awful. That just means that just means not only has Matty Beniers been bad, the entire top of this lineup has been awful this year.
Yeah,
awful. And
Vince Dunn is currently, who's their top point leader, is tied for 63rd place in points this season.
Yeah.
63rd. He has 22 points on the season.
And you're going to have to look at this team, and you're going to have to make really hard decisions. Like, this is a team that wanted to spend money, put a bunch of players around a guy like Beniers, around a guy like Vince Dunn, and they were ready to be like, all right, let's go.
He has one more point. This is our point leader. He has one more point than Quinton Byfield.
Yeah.
Quinton Byfield, he's actually been playing pretty solid.
Yeah, but he's
season.
a third liner.
He's a third liner, but he's a
third liner on a good team. He's a third liner on a championship team.
Yeah.
That's not what we're.
He's almost matched his point total from last year, which
it's not what we're striving for here.
I know you're not striving for it.
Yeah.
But Vince Dunn is your top player. He should not be anywhere close to that.
But now you're gonna have to make decisions if you're Seattle, right? This is a team that wanted to jump into this year. They wanted to see improvement from their top two guys. They surrounded it with a bunch of role players. And we're like, all right, let's go, right? Now, if you're Seattle, what are you gonna do? Do they try and enter a little retool? Do they try and move off a couple of these players? Try to accumulate some draft picks, maybe to compete with a wait a year to compete? Or do you try and double down on this? Like what do you do here?
I'm not.
I feel like you can't
do
retool because this is a 3-year-old franchise. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't suffered enough to retool.
I'm not saying rebuild, but you trade a guy like an Eberle, you trade a guy like a Tanev, you trade a Bjorkstrand, you trade a guy like a Justin Schultz.
You establish that first young core of this team.
Maybe you get an extra 2, an extra 3
because a lot of the guys on this team are guys that have been in the NHL for 5-6 years.
You open up a little cap space to maybe you could replicate the production of an Eberle and replicate the production of a Bjorkstrand in free agency.
And they might need to trade some guys.
But what is that? But what are you sending the message to your fans? What are you sending the message to your young
That is true, but they don't really have too many guys that are young players that need to grow. These are all guys that have been in the league for. You have Vince Dunn has been in the league for a long time. Like the only player that I look at like that is Matty Beniers. The next is you have Adam Larson, Andre Burakovsky, Brian Dumoulin.
Jared McCann.
You have Jared McCann has been.
I feel like this team is just stuck in between just two phases of roster building.
They have a lot of players. As we said earlier, that you would really want for your second or your third line, but those guys are their top liners, and I think that's why they're failing this season.
Yeah, and they're stuck between two sort of phases in a franchise, right? They're stuck in the phase of we want to develop our young players, but they're also stuck in the phase of we have too many solid players.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not good enough to be good,
but we're not
bad enough to be bad.
Yeah, so what do you do? Do you try and double down on this core? Do you try and bring a star in here, and you try and
I think this
hopefully
season,
get them to elevate a play of a Beniers
But
and
I
try
think
and
this-
go, or do you retool? Do you trade off some of these guys, try and replicate try and replicate the production next year in some off-season signings?
I think that's something that they
I feel like that's
could
kind
have
of what
had.
you have to do.
And that's something that they could have had for the offseason, which would have been good. But now they're sitting at 5 points behind the Coyotes for the last 5 points behind the Coyotes for the last wild card spot, and the Coyotes have 2 games in hand on them.
That's not happening.
I think that would have been a good thing for them to do, to try go out and get a bona fide superstar in the offseason. But now that you're here, I think you're too far gone, and I think you kind of let the season play out, get these contracts, start to build this young core that is going to be the first young core in your franchise's history. This will be the first big core that made them a top team, and I think they need to do that. And these players, there's so many guys that you could trade probably and get good maybe get good draft picks for, and maybe even good NHL talent, because a lot of teams are going to be looking for that second or third liner to shore up their team. Going into the playoffs, because the best teams have that superstar. They're looking for the guys to fill in under them, and I think the Kraken have so many of those guys, and they could trade all of them for solid draft capital and solid players, maybe even.
Right now, they're looking like this year's Flames, man, because like you know what I'm saying? They have the lowest amount of wins in the league. They're tied with the Sharks for 8 wins apiece.
They have
They're OTL merchants right now with 7 of those.
7 OTL
So
losses.
that's what's going on a lot there.
Well, the good thing with the Kraken, though, if you're looking at them as an outlook for the future, right? After this year, they have over $15 million of contracts coming off the books, which is good.
There's also going to be expanded cap space too.
Yeah, you also have all of your draft picks this year, plus an extra third and a seventh. You have all of your draft picks in 25, and you have all of your draft picks in 26.
I'm really wondering what they're going to do.
They aren't missing a single pick. They're
Yeah.
not missing a first, a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, or a seventh for the next 3 seasons.
I really wonder what they're going to do with Shane Wright. So they drafted him, and he has just
Not played in the NHL.
He just hasn't played.
Bring
in
him
the
up
NHL.
now.
And I think so too. I think you need to bring him up now. You need to pair maybe Matty Beniers with the second young player that could become a franchise. The two of them could together become the first franchise cornerstones. I think you need to do that.
If you get to a point to where you're 10, 12, even 15 points back in the playoffs, right? Which realistically could happen if they don't turn it around now.
Yes.
Right? At some point, guys like Alex Wennerberg, guys like
Wenberg.
guys like Yanni Gourde, would you rather have them being your second and third line center, or would you rather a guy like Shane Wright slide in there?
Mm-hmm.
Play him,
Wenberg's like a third line.
play him
center.
15 minutes a night. Screw it. What's the worst that could happen, right? He produces at 30-point pace, so what? It's his first year in the league at that point. It's his first full stint in the NHL.
I really wonder if
to finish the product of developing players, right? GMs and scout and front offices make it seem like such rocket science, but it's not. To finish the development of a player, it's very simple. Put the player on the ice. Put the player on the ice, take the training wheels off, and see what you have. Right?
I really wonder, because we're talking about getting that superstar talent. I really wonder if they go after this offseason either in free agency or by signing. If they go after one of Marner or Nylander. Because I could see
Even
them.
Bertuzzi's a free agent, right?
Even Jake Gensel's a free agent.
Yes, I could see them this offseason with that cap space you said, getting that star player and establishing themselves and saying, it also depends on where they want to go as a franchise. Do they want to say, hey, it worked for Vegas, they just kept going for it and look what happened, or we need to start we've had this
Vegas.
team of veterans for three seasons, but we need to start building a core now that we will have. But I that's my one wonder, if they go for Nylander, who's going to be a free agent, or if they go for Marner, who is going to be available via trade. That's a move that moves the needle, that might establish your team, establish you as a team with one of those superstars. 'Cause Nylander's having a fantastic season this year, and he's going to get paid handsomely in this offseason.
Let me ask you a crazy question.
Mm-hmm.
Just spitball on here.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the Maple Leafs, I know I know this is the question I've put in the group chat earlier, and I know that a common rebuttal to this question is that John Tavares' contract comes off in 2 years. They're called after 24-25, right? I get all that. If you're the Maple Leafs, right, and you can only pick one, you can only pick Nylander or Marner to keep. Which one do you keep, and why?
Oh boy,
That's a tough question.
Because as much as you want to have both, right?
I don't know
If they have
realistically
both,
can.
and if they sign John, I know John Tavares on his next contract's probably not going to. He's not getting 11. He's going to be 34 at the time of his deal being over, right? He'll probably get like 7.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, and I know the cap's going to go up, but you're still going to have like 48, 49, $50 million tied up in the top 6, right? It's not good from a roster building standpoint. So how realistic is it to have both? So if you had to pick one, what would it be? Who would it be and why?
Oh my goodness, man, Marner or Nylander? Steph, who would you pick?
That's such like a tough.
Let's
I don't
check.
have an answer without any.
Marner's 26. Nylander, I think, is 27. So there's no difference there. There's no difference when it comes to their age.
Nylander has 34 points on the season. Mitch Marner has 26, I believe. So Nylander leads in the point department by about 8 points.
You also have to take into account that Marner is a perennial Selke finalist.
That too. I think it's going to come down to they're going to have to ask Austin Matthews who would you rather have here, because he is the face of the franchise, and they're not going to make a move without consulting
I would
him.
say Marner you keep because he's been your better offensive and defensive producer every season out of the two of them. Like, Nylander's still great, but let's be real. Marner was so close to 100 points like twice. Like, he had 97 and 99. And yes, he's a two-way player. And there's nothing you could ask for more than a two-way player in this league, and a superstar two-way player at that. Like, he's literally like a better Barkov. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm looking at their salary right now, and the rebuttal I always hear to this question is, well, Tavares is going to, but that his next contract's not going to be at 11, right? So let's say we'd even flip this, right? Because Nylander could get close to 11, right? Mm-hmm. If on the open market, probably 10.5, right? Nylander right now is making about 6.9, probably about what Tavares is making, what will make on his next contract.
Mm-hmm.
So the math adds up here. So if you were to keep both, right, and that's certainly possible, you'd have Matthews taking up 14% of your cap. Then you would have Nylander taking up 13% of your cap. So that's 27. Then you'd have Marner taking up 13% of your cap. So that's 40% of your cap right there on 3 players, right? Then you'd have Tavares taking up about 8%. That's 48. Then you'd have probably either you bring back Bertuzzi or your next second line winger. It's probably going to make around that 5.5. So that's another 6, right? Mm. That's 54% of your cap in that many players.
Yep.
Not counting Morgan Riley, which is 9% of your cap. That's 63% of your cap in this many players, in 6 players.
Yep.
And
that's a starting lineup. That's not a whole team, though.
It's not a whole team. And the pushback Toronto has gotten is two things have been the downfall of the Leafs. Depth, more depth.
Yep.
Right? So when you take into account all that, you want to bring back both. Is it plausible that you bring back both? Mm. And don't forget, Marner's contract is over after next season.
Yeah.
Not after this season, next season.
Nylander's up after this season.
Yeah, Marner's up after next season. So I go down, but I don't think they're going to be able to keep both.
I don't think so either. I don't think they're going to be able to. I don't think they're going to be able.
So who'd you say you'd rather keep?
Marner. I'm going with Mitch Marner.
Connor's going with Mitch Marner.
I would say Marner, but it's a tough choice, and it's going to have a lot of. I think it comes down to what Matthews wants. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to end up choosing Marner.
I feel like if I was Matthews, I'd choose Marner, just because if you're Matthews, your whole game revolves around you being that driving force. What's it called for your line offensively? It revolves around you putting pucks in net. Like Matthews is not a player you look at as to be a 200-foot guy. Matthews is a guy. Hey, go score me 50.
Yeah.
Go score me 50.
Yeah.
Go score me 50,
No, yeah.
and it's plausible, right? Every
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
every year expecting Matthews to score you 50,
Yeah.
or it's like, what are you doing out there?
Yeah, he's got almost 20 goals on the season so far.
Exactly. So I feel like I would choose Matthews or Marner, but man,
It is tough.
Ugh.
It is tough.
because
But I
Nylander's a guy like
But I think,
any given season he could drop you 45.
yeah. But that is
Because
Whereas-
how many goals does Nylander have so far this year?
Nylander he's
13.
13 on the season, 21 assists. He's a 34-point player. He's leading the team.
All right, so he's got 13 goals in 25 games.
But
So that is
I also think with like I just say that whoever they decide to get rid of,
that's 42 goal pace.
yeah, whoever they decide to get rid of, I mean the Seattle Kraken are going to come calling. It could happen. Mitch Marner, Kraken franchise legend.
Oh,
I mean, they both fit. The
They
thing
do.
is, they both fit the timeline.
Yeah.
Because Marner would be getting there when he's 27. Nylander would be getting there when he's 27.
Yeah.
They'd
You
both
put
be getting
one
there
of them
before their age 28 season.
Put a guy who has been a great scorer in this league. Either both of them. Put one of them with Matty Beniers and kind of show him what how to elevate his game even further into that superstar status. 'Cause I think that is what they're relying on him to get to that superstar status. And I think you get one of these guys in the building to help him at least at the end of Marner's contract and Nylander's contract. Matty Beniers will be an established NHL superstar, much like these two players.
Man, I would hate to be Brad Treliving this offseason.
Yeah.
Because do you pay him? I feel like ugh.
And also, are you looking at keeping? What happens if? Because the thing that I look at it now, you could say easily, yeah, Tavares' contract coming off the books. He's fourth on the team in points. It's all going to depend on him if he wants to keep playing hockey or not.
Yeah, he's fourth on the team in points. He'll be
he's 30
34 at the end of his contract. Like
If
he's
he
not getting
does-
11.
He's not going to make the same amount of money that he did his last contract, but you still might have to pay the guy.
Here, Stefan, pass this over to Tanner. Right.
Okay.
Look at what I'm looking at. Right.
Okay.
Take John Tavares' salary, take William Nylander's salary, flip the names, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what they'll
Yeah.
both be getting paid on their next
Yeah.
contract.
Yes, I
Maybe
agree.
Nylander a little less, maybe Marner a little more. If
Yeah.
for the people that can't see my laptop, Tavares is at 11 a year, Nylander's at 6.9, right? Nylander in the open market will probably get about 10.5. Tavares will probably about to get like 7.5
Yeah.
on his next contract. So around the same.
Yeah.
So you look at that, right? And if you're
Yeah.
looking to make real changes and you're looking for your team to get deeper and to try and build your roster a different way than what's already constructed to help give your team the best chance to win, you're not going to be able to keep both.
No.
And that's
Yeah.
awful. Now, if you're the Leafs, right, what do you do? Now, when you lose a player like Nylander, what do you do with that extra 10.5, 11 in space?
you got to build that around, baby. You got to use that and get at least two guys.
Yeah, you gotta get two with top six forwards.
Yep.
With that,
You need to use that money on that. They need to, it's going to be very interesting.
Resign Bertuzzi, bro.
It's going to be very interesting for the Leafs. This has been kind of like the last couple of years been their top four is making basically half the payroll. And now
West Eastern
and now
Conference,
it might-
Edmonton.
It might come down to it might be this is where it's all going to come to a halt and they're going to have to make some tough choices. You can't just keep throwing money at guys.
speaking of a guy who's about to be a free agent this year, that's in a contract year. How about a guy like Sam Reinhart?
Oh God,
How about that?
bro.
Pricing himself out of Florida.
dude. Yeah, he's in a contract year and he has what?
He's
gonna
making
make
six
the
and a half.
All-Star game.
Yeah, he's making 6.5 right now.
And he's
Pro-
gonna make the All-Star team.
Yeah, he's on pace for
and
like
stuff that.
112 points this year.
Dude, like he literally.
He could get it realistically if a team gets desperate. Because on July 1st of next year, he's going to be 28. realistically, Reinhardt, if he continues this pace, he can get 10.5 on the market.
Oh my god, dude! I would.
He
love
gets
that-
7. He could get 7 times 10. Can he not?
He could.
Can he not? And it's not like a guy like Sam Reinhardt's been bad his entire career.
No, not at all. In Florida,
No,
he's
he's been like point per game for
But
the last
now-
couple
but
of
This is when
years.
the blue shirts come calling.
So like last couple of years when he got traded here, pretty good player. Never bad, but right now it's like he's playing like Kachuk last year.
Yeah, like in Buffalo, like his last couple years there, 50 points in 82 games, 65 and 82, 50 and 69, 40 and 54. Like that's very good second line production.
yeah, he had 82. He had 82 points.
Like and then 82 his
78
first year in
games.
Florida in 78 games, 67 points in 82 games last year, but he dropped 31 goals. Right?
Yeah, and he's on that pace to shatter. He's 37 points. He's at 27 games.
He's
in,
gonna
37 points.
he's gonna be at like 105, 100,
Yeah.
like
He is.
106, 107 points this year.
He's gonna be.
And
the
yeah,
top.
contract year for him because he signed.
What a time for that.
What a
What-
time for the
what a-
contract year for him to just go crazy.
Yep.
Zito made a good trade, but can he keep him? You see, that's the thing. Zito makes these great trades, but it's just you don't have all the money in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Kachuk would make less than him if that was the case. Because Kachuk makes 9. Kachuk makes 9 point something.
Which that's one of the best contracts in the league. That's a great contract.
And for Florida, like they lost out on Mason Marchment to Dallas because you didn't have the bag for it. Giroux signed elsewhere. Is he in a contract year, or is that's next year? Next year is Claude Giroux's contract year, I believe.
Yeah.
Signed
Well,
a 3-year deal.
the good thing is for the Panthers, right? This year, obviously, they have the 6.5 of Reinhardt coming off the books, but they also have an extra 10 coming off the books, like around 10 total coming off the books, from guys like Nick Cousins, like a
Cousins,
Steven
yeah, Cousins
Lorenz,
can be
like
replaced.
a Kevin Stenlund, like
Stanley can be replaced.
yeah, like a Lomberg. That's a guy you can replace.
But Lomberg's been there for so long; he just kind of fills that enforcer role. So I
yeah,
feel like they'll
you probably can bring him back. He's also making $800K.
I
You
feel,
can
yeah,
give
you'll
that
definitely
back to
bring
him
back
again.
Lomberg, but if they can bring back Reinhardt, but yeah, it's gonna be.
They're gonna have to
expensive.
make a decision on Brandon Montour. Who's making
Montour-
3.5 because he's gonna want to raise.
Yeah, he's gonna want to raise. Reinhardt's gonna want to. Dude, it's yeah. It's,
You hope
it's-
Montour could take a discount of like 5.5, 6,
dude. Like,
if that plausible.
at this point, like
Forsling at 2.6.
he'll want to raise too.
Yeah, that's a guy I feel like you might want to bring back. Alvin Ekman Larson at 2.25. He's gone. He's gone.
He's having a good year though. But
He is
yeah,
having a good year, but he's gone. Kulikov at $1 million.
He'll
See ya.
gone. He'll be gone
See ya.
too.
Like
Oh man, Reinhardt is gonna be interesting because, yeah, you can't.
They expanded the addition of like it's about $5 million in cap space is coming at a very, very crucial time because a lot of teams are.
Oh, dude,
a
we'll
lot
take
of teams have
that.
these contracts assigned.
We'll take that, bro. If that can help him keep Reinhardt. Like Montour, also a cool defenseman, but I don't know, man. It's between those two are the two big guys you want to re-sign because Reinhardt's about to be an all-star, legitimately. Like he's literally about to be one. But
he's been one of the best players in the National Hockey League this year.
contracts. We got here from the Pacific, man. We're talking about the Kraken. Now we are talking about
Now we're talking
contracts.
about Florida Panthers contracts.
Dude, I mean, like,
we still got 3 divisions to discuss.
well, let's talk about the San Jose Sharks.
Ooh.
They're winning games right now.
They are.
Oh boy.
They beat the Islanders, the Red Wings, and the Devils. They only lost to the Blue Shirts, barely. And then they took Vegas to a shootout.
They did.
Look at this team playing hockey right here.
I'll say this about the Sharks, right? Obviously, they're not a very buttoned up team.
No.
Obviously, they're. But I will say this: they're a fast team.
Mm-hmm.
They're a team that can play with speed. They're a team that can play off the rush, and if you take them lightly, they
Yeah.
can put pucks in the net. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
like that is something that they can do. It didn't look like it at the start of the year, but they can play offense.
But they can actually. It didn't look like it, but they can play offense.
Like Hurdle's still point per game, which is insane on that Sharks team. Can we get him out of San Jose, please?
Yeah.
Can we get
He'll be the
Tomas?
next
Can,
out.
can we get Tomas Hurdle on a contender, please? Like, can they trade him?
Yeah.
And what a perfect time for him to be having that type of. What a perfect time for him to be having that type of year as well.
Yeah.
Still point per game year. Like, And it's all, and not even like he's on a bad contract too. He's only on 8.1. He's controllable.
Yeah.
Like,
He's been a solid player his entire career, and I want to see him go on like a deep run with.
what do you think he can fetch? Probably a 1, 2 twos and a prospect.
Yeah, he could definitely get a.
Dude, yeah, but Hurdle and even Mikhail Granlund's playing good for them right now.
That's
Genuinely.
it's the
Like, even genuinely.
yeah, it's the next example of a Penguin, leaving the Sullivan system and playing well out. And that's neither here nor we'll get into that later.
We'll
But
get into the Penguins later.
yeah, but
Oh,
you got
man.
a guy like Eklund that's putting up goals over the last couple of games, like Duclair's.
He went off against the Devils, bro.
He's starting to figure it out. He's starting to shoot. Like, he was always shooting at like 5% throughout the first like month of the season. Like, now that's Anthony Duclair is not going to shoot 5%. Now the pucks are starting to hit the back of the net, and now like you got a guy like Zetterlund who's not a bad player. Like,
On my fantasy
The-
team.
yeah,
Shout out Fabian.
there's a reason the Devils traded him for Timo. They can afford it, but
Fabian.
he's been producing for the Sharks. He's been producing for the Sharks as a young player. They got a guy like Kevin LeBanc who's been decent. Like their team's not bad. Like, they made a trade for a guy like Kalen Addison. He's producing on the power play. Like, they're a team that could put up
Yeah.
they could put 3-4 up, and they could put 3 up a night.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna allow 5.
No, that's true.
They're going to allow 5 with Blackwood and Capo Kakinen. But they're a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
And what do you do when Logan Couture comes back?
I'm not sure. I don't know. We're talking about some bad hockey teams here.
Yeah, we are.
We're talking about some bad hockey teams.
Dude, that contract is bad.
Yeah.
34 years old, and he's making 8 until the end of 27.
Yeah, we have. Something I just saw looking at the standings. Moving, I guess, into the Central Division. The Predators are in a playoff spot, and the Coyotes.
The Nashville Predators are in a playoff spot.
This
Indeed,
wild
man.
card is going to come down. Is the wild card in the West is?
It's going to be a Central team. Unless, well,
It's
look at
gonna
the
be a
Oilers.
Central team.
The
The
Oilers,
Oilers
are
are
coming.
the Oilers are playing good.
No, the
hockey.
Oilers are going to be a playoff team.
The Oilers,
They're
yeah.
a playoff team.
Yeah, but
Tanner and I have been talking for like a month now. We need Mullet Arena playoff game.
Mullet Arena
So
playoff.
bad.
Arena.
Mullet
We
Arena
need
Yeah.
Mullet
playoff.
Arena
I'm
playoff
sure.
game so bad.
What I need is Pike.
Yes.
I need an ASU Pike showing, right? I need them behind a goal, right? I need them on the boards. I need them spanned out to the goal lines, right? And I need to see thousands college kids.
well,
going
they only fit
nuts.
so many thousands in Mullet Arena. We need like
You only
6,000.
You don't hit like you can only get like 6. There's only like 6,000 seats in that place.
So give out 3. Get every single ASU fraternity in that arena. You want to hear about crowd noise? Get a bunch of drunk college kids in that arena. I'm telling you.
I
Go
want
nuts.
to watch a Mullet Arena playoff game so bad on TNT during
Yeah.
the end of the next semester.
You know, with the
Oh,
Hershey
man, I
Bear
can't
toss?
wait.
Nah, the Coyote Keg toss.
There it is. There it is right there. Because right now, let's do the realist. They're right now holding a playoff spot.
They have a playoff spot, yeah. They're gonna.
They're holding a playoff spot. Even though
They've
they've lost 3 straight games. But before that, they won 5 straight games. So
Yeah.
and they ran that gauntlet. Tanner was talking about how they ran the gauntlet of the previous 5 Stanley Cup winners. They beat
Yep.
the 2023 champion Knights, the 2021 and 2020 champion Lightning, the 2022 champion Avs, and then the 2019 and 18 champion Blues and Capitals, all in 5 straight games.
So what would you done if I would have said this statement to you guys before the season?
Mhm.
Right? The Arizona Coyotes is going to be a position to where they're going to add at the trade deadline.
Oh yeah,
I would have called you crazy.
Not subtract, to add at the trade deadline. Because I just want to take y'all through just an absolute boatload of picks that they have.
Yeah.
This year, they have their own first, they have their own second, the Florida Panthers second, and the Washington Capitals
what
second.
did we trade for that? I can't even remember.
Then, in the third round, they have their own third-round pick, the Avs third-round pick, the Oilers third-round pick. They have their own fourth-round pick and the Sharks' fourth-round pick. They just have their own fifth and sixth, and they have them and Boston seventh-round picks. In 25, if you don't want 24 picks, you want 25 picks. They got more of those. They have their own first. They have their own second. They have the Leafs second. They have the Oilers second and the Rangers second. They have their own third, and they also have the Rangers third.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have their own fourth, own fifth, own sixth, own seventh. But if you don't want those picks, and you want 26 picks, oh, they got those too. They got their own first, their own second, the Rangers second, the Senators second, their own third, the Hurricanes third, their own fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Right? So they have, this year, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra picks, not their own, including all their own. 25, they have 4 extra picks, not their own. And then 26, they have 3 extra picks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about a team that can make a trade.
They could.
Them.
Yeah. And they also have a lot of these guys that are putting up career years. You know, Nick Schmaltz is a 20-point player right now. Where did that come from? It's Nick Schmaltz. He hasn't really done this at any point of his career. He's playing some fantastic hockey. You also have guys like Michael Carson, who is the number 1 5-on-5 goal leader in the National Hockey League this year. As I said earlier, for it's on my fantasy team, Lawson Krause, 12 goal player.
Yeah.
They have a lot of solid players that are there, and they also have Connor Ingram, 11-5 on the season in net, with a 2.52 goals against and a 9.20 save percentage. That is great numbers for your goalie. Mm-hmm. And to have a record like that.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
That's why you are in this position. That's why you're in this position.
You know, see, Coyotes, you know all those prospects and those picks you have, and like all those young NHLers that you have. See, if they did want to make a trade, right? You know, there's a guy in Pittsburgh, Jake Gensel.
Well, as you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair,
There's a
it's
guy
Jake Gensel talk.
There's a guy in Pittsburgh, Jake Gensel.
Oh,
right?
wow.
That's on an expiring contract.
That would be.
If a guy named Kyle Dubas doesn't think he can re-sign him or doesn't want to pay him $10 million a year,
that would be a good.
you can make a block. See, as a Penguins fan, I like what y'all are building. I'd like some of that.
You want some of that.
I want some of that. I want some of that action.
Plays him tonight.
They do play him tonight.
Making his.
I won't spoil that pick. I won't spoil that pick just yet. But
You won't spoil that pick just yet.
But hey, they could be a potential trade partner.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. But when we come back, we're going to talk all Eastern Conference. And, we'll talk about some more Jake Gensel action there with Pittsburgh. And, of course, you'll see the pick'ems and get the standings. And we are back here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair for our number dose of Breaking the Ice. And we were talking about the Western Conference and the Central Division playoff race in Mullet Arena, Coyotes moment, Jake Gensel. And now, everybody, the Blackhawks are still bad. I think the Wild, they're going to actually miss the playoffs for the first time in a few years,
I agree with that take.
Western Conference Toronto, no longer, because now they're not good enough to make playoffs. They look bad. They look bad right now, man. You look at their roster, you just do not see the point production. Zuccarello's your number 1 point getter. Kaprizov is just under a point a game. And Eriksson Ek is,
He's been having a rare down year.
He has 8 goals in 26 games, Yeah. He's got a -5. I mean, he ain't doing his thing.
He doing his thing. And this crazy thing, like, for a player, like anyone else, it's not bad numbers at all. But if you're if you're the Wild, you need Kaprizov to be at 100 points. If he's not at 100 points, the Wild aren't doing anything.
They're so cooked, man.
They're not doing anything.
Right now in that division, Avs still at the top with the Stars, and the Winnipeg Jets have been having a pretty good run right now. They have not lost all month long, so they've been streaky. They started November hot, only losing 2 games by Thanksgiving, right? Then they lost 3 to the Predators, the Stars, and the Oilers. Then they've won 4 to the Blackhawks, the Canes, the Avalanche, and the Ducks. So they're 16-10 right now. They're doing some work. And now they get the Sharks tonight, so maybe another opportunity for another win there. on currently a Western Conference. They're on the California trip right now. So they're doing. And I feel like the Jets can hold on genuinely. The Predators are coming, but I think the Jets can hold on for that divisional spot.
So could I. For the division, I don't know. To me, I still think that's I still think that's a 1A, 1B, and 3 scenario. So for me, I think Colorado, as long as they play up to their standard, they're going to win the Central.
Oh, yeah.
Dallas, they're not going to be too far. For me, I still think Winnipeg's just a tick behind them. But here's
I didn't mean win the division.
Oh.
I meant take that third divisional playoff spot.
Oh yeah, they're safe. They're gonna safely have that. And it's crazy too with Winnipeg. Like, if they could get one more top 6 if they can get
Blake
one
Wheeler?
more top 6 forward, duh. But if they could get one more 25 goal scorer on this roster at the deadline, right? This is a team I could see doing damage. Reason being is because they have enough scoring at the top of their lineup, right? And the fact that their defense this year might be the best in hockey.
Ooh.
It might be the best in hockey from a pure defense standpoint. Like the way they defend entries, the way they get pucks out of the zone, the way that they pressure, the way they pressure and force everything to the outside, like. They're so polished in the way they play defense. And it's to the point to where they have one of the best goalies in the league.
And that on top of that too, yeah.
But he doesn't have to make all these crazy saves that you're expecting a guy like.
No, yeah, you look at his stat lines, only 24 saves he had to make against Anaheim, only 20 he had to make against Chicago, only 19 against Dallas.
Yeah, he's facing almost no offensive pressure whatsoever. And that's
he had
that's just what you want. That's what you want to see.
5 straight games in November and around Halloween of less than 27 shots against him.
If they could get another top 6 forward and if they could get another top 6 goal scoring forward, and they could roll a top 6 out in the playoffs of Ehlers, Scheifele, Kyle Connor, Perfetti, Namstnikov, and then another top 6 guy, they're going to be in a really good spot.
Ooh, baby.
They're going to be in a really good spot.
Here come the Jets, baby. Yo, which Jets is better, the New York Jets or the Winnipeg Jets, huh?
J-E-T-S.
Winnipeg.
Jets are sets.
That's no doubt about that. The Jets are doing work, and they're a good team. Kyle Connor is injured right now, but, he'll pick it up.
He's day to day. He'll be back.
He'll be back in no time. And that's where the Western Conference really stands right now. You see, as far as it goes, the wild card spots, the Predators and Coyotes occupy that, but the Oilers will be making themselves present soon. The Blues are hanging on, but I'm praying for the Coyotes, man. I want the Coyotes and Oilers in those 2 spots genuinely so bad. I can't tell if I want the Oilers to miss the playoffs or make the playoffs.
Connor McDavid has his career-defining moment in a Western Conference final against the Coyotes, and it's in Mullet Arena for 6,000 people. It's this career-defining play.
I need that.
Overtime goal in game 6 to win it.
And it will be discussed for years and years on Frat Row.
Oh my goodness. But anyways, some good players. Some top players, I believe Nathan McKinnon he's running it back, is playing very good hockey out there for the Colorado Avalanche. And other players, I feel like even in Chicago, even though they're losing games, Peter Mrazek got a couple great games, couple wins for those Blackhawks there. So they were can't speak. They won a couple good games against the Ducks and Blues defensively, then lost to the Capitals, and that's incredible right there. And Nardi's in the building as Santa Claus. You know how it is around here. AJ, we did not win breaking the net, but we did pull off an upset. We made it to the second. We covered the spread.
You did cover the spread.
Covered the spread.
Hey, you know what they say? Good teams win.
Great teams cover, and that's all you can ask for. Listen, man, we're just some kids from Little Falls, That's how it is. But Bouchard, McDavid playing good. But that's enough about the Western Conference. We're going to move over to the East. It's time for the Metropolitan Division. Number 1, in the Metro. A team with shirts on. And those shirts, the color blue.
The blue shirts.
The blue shirts, 19-7, just beat the Kings, coming off 2 losses to the Senators and Capitals, though.
Okay. So I did not, unfortunately, see much of the game against the Senators. I was doing stuff for school. But I also was in the building at Capital One Arena this Saturday
Oh, boy.
against the Washington
Wow.
Capitals.
Wow.
Let's just say
Wow, guys. Wow.
that was one of the worst hockey games I've ever seen in person. The Rangers had about 70 chances to score in the first period, and then in the second period, they let in about any single chance that the Capitals had. The Capitals could take a shot from like center ice, and it probably would have gone in. But that's not the story I wanted.
Yeah,
to
they
tell.
had 7 shots, and 3 of them were goals. Yep, you were correct.
It was some bad defensive plays, 2 bad goals led up by Igor Shesterkin, just unacceptable goals. But that is not the story that I wanted to tell.
What is the lead?
The story that I wanted to tell happened in the pregame.
Oh,
The
yes.
saddest thing that I've ever seen anybody do at a live sporting event. So, me, my dad are there, and we are right behind the goal the Rangers are shooting at for warm-ups. There was an opening, like we are like parallel with Igor Shesterkin. Like he is right in front of us.
Yeah.
Like they were taking shots that would hit off the glass and they would end up right where we were.
Yeah.
So right behind the goal, like right behind the goal. And what happens is we're right behind the goal. There is a very, very small opening of the net for the camera to fit through. So that creates an opening behind the net. And so Artemi Panarin, the way that he starts just doing stuff and he tries to flip pucks into the stands through the little hole in the net because just for a fun little thing to do in warm-ups. First time he does it, unsuccessful, does not go whatever. The second time, it does. It hits off of my dad's finger, goes and rolls onto the ground. My dad sees it, and he puts his foot on it, right?
Yeah.
That would end it right there for anyone else trying to get the puck, right? His foot is on it. He has control of it, right? What would it?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Some dude, I would say,
Dude.
older than us, probably like 26,
Oh, so
27, 28.
Man.
He's like built almost like me, almost.
All right.
28 years old though.
Oh my God.
They're with what I think was his girlfriend.
Feel bad for that girl.
This dude,
Leave.
this dude in an Adam Fox jersey, in a white Adam Fox jersey.
He was a Ranger fan who did
Yes,
this.
he was a Rangers fan. And me and my dad are both wearing Ranger. My dad was wearing a Ranger colored jersey, but it had some. It was a jersey for a band, but that's not a part of the story. We had full Ranger stuff on.
Yeah.
Right behind the Rangers. This dude, Rangers jersey, like almost does what the Eagles do on the tush push, and like dives. He's diving on the ground, trying to get this puck. He dove under people. He is like holding my dad's foot in his hand. He is like grasping onto my dad's foot. He lifts up my father's foot to get a hockey puck. This man dives and he's struggling for 5 seconds. He lifts up somebody's foot just to get a warm-up hockey puck. He could have broken my father's foot and we would have been stranded in Washington, D.C. This easily could have. Because he just grabs my dad's foot, lifts it up. He's struggling with it. And he has the audacity to get up and just like start smiling and act like what he did was okay. He is like 30. You might like...
Oh,
It's not
schmuck
even
of the
like...
week.
If it was like... If it was like a If it was like a 14-year-old kid, maybe I'd understand it, and I'd just hand him the puck. This dude is like 28.
Yeah, you always get like it's like the
Like-
give a ball to a kid thing.
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
Give the ball
That's
to a kid.
fine. That's fine. He wasn't even giving it to a kid. He just wanted it for himself. I couldn't believe it. I have been to many sporting events, and I've been to MLB games during warm-ups, and I've been to NHL games during warm-ups, and NFL games during warm-ups. I've been to all of them. I usually like to get right by the playing surface if I can. I've never seen anybody dive on the ground and physically move somebody part of their body to get a object. To get the object. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen. It was so embarrassing. I got so much secondhand embarrassment for it, and my dad was just standing there like, "What? Come on, man." Because my dad had it out, and then I realized it, and I was just gonna go down and like pick up the puck, and this dude just jumps in, and I'm like, "What are you doing, man?"
Dives under people.
He dives under people, in
like between their legs.
between their legs. He almost like knocked people over for a hockey puck. If you want it that badly, I'll just give it to you.
for $5. That's definitely how you try to.
I had a missed opportunity. We all had a missed opportunity. When he dove, his sunglasses fell off his head.
Oh,
I had a missed opportunity because I just froze. I just like threw it to
I would
him.
have picked up a sunglass and like, you want your sunglasses back? Give me the
Yeah.
puck.
I would have. My dad had the thought of just stepping on it
just
and being like,
breaking them.
"Oh, I didn't see him. Oh, I'm sorry."
That's what I would have done.
I know. I wish I did. I didn't realize they were his at first. I kind of just like threw him back. He was like looking me hand to it. I threw it to him. Whatever.
I would have threw it on the ice.
Yeah, probably.
Yo, that would be the one.
I would have threw it on the
You
ice.
see Mika's Banajad?
Obviously, like when you're in the moment like that, though.
Yeah.
Now we can think of all the different possibilities
I know.
he could have gone about
I'm
this,
so,
right?
I'm so angry at myself.
No,
that I
yeah,
didn't
you
do it.
always think about all the different possibilities
Yeah.
and different ways you could have gone. But when you're in that moment, you got to just make a decision right there. You know,
But-
you
yeah.
there's not much time to really think about it.
Yeah. For the rest of the warm-ups, me and my dad we were speaking extra loudly, and we were like, I can't believe that happened. I've never seen that before. We were
How
trying
far away was this dude from
to,
you guys?
like
Now?
2-3 people away.
Oh
But that's
my
the thing.
god, he didn't
That's-
even leave.
But that's the thing. Like, you can't see in studio right now. This dude, I would say, like, I am where this guy is standing, and AJ is like where me and my dad were. And
Yeah,
this
that's
guy
like 3 feet.
goes over like a crowd of like 3 or 4 people for a hockey puck.
Warm up hockey puck.
I will go to the team store and buy you one, dude. It's like $10. I'll buy you one if you want one that badly.
Did it have like?
It just had like Rangers versus Capitals, December
Okay,
whatever.
I was gonna say because like
It wasn't like a special puck or anything.
some teams don't even put like what game it is on the puck.
No, it
so
had the game.
Okay.
It had that. Yeah, but it was like a warm-up puck that Artemi Panarin tossed up. It's not like you know like. It's not like I said to my dad right in the
Bro,
moment.
that guy definitely still brings up well to a baseball game.
Oh yeah, I said to my dad in that moment, I have the people
I
going.
bring gloves to a baseball game.
The people going for Barry Bonds' record-setting home run ball.
Hang on,
We're
do you
not.
actually?
We're,
Yeah. Swear to God, I do. Swear to God, I do.
That's insane. But please
the-
proceed.
The people going for Barry Bonds' record home run ball were not as aggressive as this guy was for a warm-up puck, for a Rangers Capitals warm-up puck. And after the game was over, me and my dad just kept going, at least we know that guy had a bad night. Because the Rangers lost.
Oh
Rangers might
yeah,
lost.
that's a great way to think
I
about
don't
it.
think he had a bad night because he got a warm up hockey puck.
Yeah, and he almost broke someone's leg for it.
Dude, that's schmuck on wheels
He almost
right
broke
there.
a man's leg for it. I can't.
All right, we're going to the replay.
If
Replay. We're going to the replay.
Hang on.
if you're listening out here,
Who
you were listening on the
who
radio.
acted more aggressively, this guy
okay,
or the crowd when Barry Bonds in his home run?
Oh my god.
I think that guy. He
Hang
like
on. Hang on.
he
Does anybody
jumped
dive?
behind like
Hang
3
on.
people.
Hang on. Does anybody dive? Hang on.
Hang on now.
He jumped behind 3 people.
Does anybody dive?
I'm not
I gotta
sure.
go- I gotta go back.
You know what? I got it.
Does anybody dive?
Like A-Rod's
Replay.
Zach Hampel A-Rod's 3,000 hit ball.
Balls up in the air.
Let's say
Nobody dives.
nobody dives.
Nobody dives.
Nobody dives. So there you go.
After
This is for an Artemi Panarin warm-up puck.
so after
I was
further
like, oh, that would be really cool if I got one, but I'm not gonna like
after review of the play, it is determined that the fan acted out more aggressively.
Yeah. Like that's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, home run in MLB history, and the guy went even worse for a Rangers Capitals warm-up puck.
I love
I will buy you
the
one.
dive.
Hang on,
between,
I have to compare it to something though.
The dive under people was the best part for me right there. Like that, I can picture it in my head like he's like moving on the ground.
He like army crawled.
Hold on,
and then he grabbed my father's foot.
Hang on,
He grabbed my dad's foot
Hang on,
and lifted it up. It's not like he like rustled for it. He grabbed my dad's foot. He grabbed another human's foot and lifted it up.
All right, I gotta compare.
What goes into you?
All right, I gotta compare that loser, right,
Yeah.
to this loser who caught this homer with the
Is it a Zach Hampel video?
No,
Oh, he's
No.
like, let me make sure it's not Zach Hampel.
no,
real
it's
quick."
not Zach Campbell. No, Zach Campbell's a certified loser.
Certified loser. I love
No,
the video.
it's this guy.
I love the. Okay, let's.
It's this guy who caught the Derek Jeter homer.
All right.
This guy's and he's still not
He still
trampling
didn't
over
dive as
people.
much.
This guy's a loser. Don't get me wrong, right? The guy who caught this homer, loser, right? He's still not diving.
Yeah.
He just reached over. And it's not like anybody controlled the ball or anything.
Yeah.
No, we're sitting right on top of the thing. Rolls, and he's got it, right?
Yeah.
And after he gets it, nobody's trying to lift up his foot, an arm, lift a finger. No. And this is Derek
Unbelievable.
Jeter's 3,000 hit.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I couldn't believe. I could not.
Unreal.
I could not believe that it happened.
Unreal. And look, hang on. Perfect shot right here. Right?
Yeah.
He's got the ball.
Yeah.
Anybody trying to lift anything up,
Nope.
right?
Nope.
So look,
Like,
I got
if the
this
guy
guy's
has-
this guy's happy. You got this guy's happy. This guy's happy. This guy's just happy to be on television.
Like
This guy's not even looking.
If-
This guy's happy. This guy looks like his wife just divorced him, but
if I got it,
he's happy,
if
I guess.
If I got that puck and the guy was like, "Hey, listen, it's like my girlfriend wants the puck," I would like think of giving it to him. He dove and lifted somebody's foot. I would like.
My girlfriend. I wonder what she thought after that. You think he got a second date?
Oh no!
What if that was a first date?
Oh no.
No.
All right, so I gotta ask the
looked
re-
over. I looked over, and she looked so embarrassed.
So
She was like,
God.
she had like this like
Hold up.
stern look on her face.
Let's
It was
take
so
advantage
funny.
of this opportunity. We have a female in studio. Stefania, you're on a first date with a guy, right? You go to a Devils game, right?
Yeah.
That's a great first date,
Yeah.
is it not?
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal first date. You're
God.
with the guy. Jack Hughes flips the puck into the stands. You're a few people over. Your boyfriend dives into home plate for the puck, right?
Home plate.
Dives into home plate and lifts up the catcher's shin guard, or lift up the catcher's glove to put his hand on the plate to get right. Is this guy getting a second date?
No.
He just embarrassed
'Cause-
himself in front of like a.
This guy could have like Steve Harvey level game, right?
I've
This guy could have a Steve Harvey level game. Is this guy getting a second date?
personally
This guy could have the looks of Taylor Lautner.
I've had so many like pucks stolen from me personally that if someone I was on a date with did that to someone else, like I don't even care if like Tanner like didn't want it that much. So like Tanner.
No, I was like, it's a cool thing. It would be a cool souvenir. It would be a cool souvenir. Me and my dad, we went on this hockey trip, we went on this sports trip, and we got a puck. Whatever. But I wouldn't have done the same.
Yeah.
Like
If no, he wouldn't be getting a second date
it would
because
be
like
something really cool. But I didn't need to have it.
yeah.
Like if someone else got it, if it was just on the floor, whatever. But a foot was on it, and the man lifted up the foot.
Yep.
So you mean to tell me?
So the verdict is he's not getting a second date.
No.
No. What if he had the looks of Taylor Lautner and he had the personality of Steve Harvey? And yet he's still
Or where to get the looks of Steve Harvey and the personality of Taylor Lautner?
nothing against Steve Harvey, but we're
Taylor Lautner still talks about his ex Taylor Swift when he's literally married.
Oh.
So
I'm not
I don't
talking
think
about
I'd want the
looks.
personality
Cool.
of Taylor
All right.
Lautner either.
The looks of Taylor Lautner, right? Taylor Lautner, that's an attractive man. Is it not? Yes.
Yeah.
and the personality of Steve Harvey.
And the personality of Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey's one of the best dudes on the planet. So this is like the perfect guy.
That's the perfect guy.
This is the
everyone.
perfect guy.
Taylor Lautner
I'd
looks
still
with
say
a
no,
Steve
just
Harvey
because
personality.
of my personal trauma
Okay.
of pucks getting stolen
Tanner,
from me.
listen.
Did the guy who dived on your dad's foot have a beer belly?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh he does not have the looks of
Give
Taylor
me
Lautner.
height. Give me height, weight, and width. Give me what's
This is incredible.
6'2".
Okay.
Give me like 6'2".
Oh, are we in the
6'2"
threes or in the high twos?
We're in the threes.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness,
We're in the threes,
man!
like-
Wait, so how did he dive under people then?
I don't know. He looked like he could be a mall Santa if he tried really hard.
Oh,
Wider or thinner than Frank the Tank?
Oh, thinner.
Thinner.
Thinner than Frank Tank. Thinner than Frank Tank.
Wider or
No,
thinner
no,
than
no,
Kevin
if-
James?
That's so God.
A little bit thinner. A little bit thinner. A little bit thinner. but that's
We
a good
found
one.
the IG clip, guys.
That's a good one. That's a
Oh
good
man.
one. But it was just straight up embarrassing. Unbelievable. Which it also brings me back to, I think, the greatest moment. This is... I think somebody does not want me to get warm-up pucks. There was one time I went to a Rangers game. It was Artemi Panarin again.
Dude, you have bad luck with this guy.
No, this is a good story. This story ends well. He
Okay.
flipped up the puck, and there's another guy who I think was like, I looked at, he was like 35 or something. He is a goalie glove. He brought a goalie glove with him, and it is me versus him. He puts out his giant goalie glove, and at the last second, my hands go out, and I catch the puck, and I still have that puck to this day.
Oh,
But this dude brought out a goalie glove to get a puck. We have guys bringing out goalie gloves. We have guys lifting people's foot. He lifted a foot.
Last question. I'm sorry.
Yes. Of course.
So, the story that just happened. Was this guy Kevin James?
No,
Was he Kevin James?
it was not Kevin James.
It wasn't Kevin James.
It wasn't Kevin James.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Dude,
Because if it
incredible.
was Kevin James, I would have a picture with Kevin James.
Wider,
Incredible
what's that?
story.
Wider, thinner than Jason Kelsey?
Oh.
No, Creed Humphrey.
Um,
Wider, thinner than Creed Humphrey.
I gotta look at a picture of Creed Humphrey.
For our non-NFL fans, Creed Humphrey is the center of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Around Creed Humphrey.
Around Creed Humphrey.
Around Creed Humphrey.
All right.
I might be adding a couple pounds onto this guy because of what he
Hold
did.
on. I gotta look up Creed
What
Humphrey's.
I would pay for this security footage of Capital One Arena.
Creed
Yeah.
Humphrey.
It's just the security footage is just me and my dad see the puck go up. And then looking
6'4",
down and being like, "What is going on?" And just the guy behind it.
Hang on.
Like there's a dude sitting behind us, a Capitals fan, and he's like, he was just looking. We just both looked at each other like, "Did you just see that happen?" It was hilarious. It was like this like dude who's probably been there for a while.
So
There was like his wife, and they were just like enjoying this game and like sitting in the second row, and he's like, "What just happened?" And we're just like, "I don't know, man."
So the dude's
By any
girlfriend
ch-
was embarrassed the rest of the game.
By
bro?
any chance, was he built like Marshall Yanda?
He looked just like that. It wasn't Marshall Yanda, but he looked just like that. Add that with like a beard, with like a
This
bat
is
beard.
the photo I'm
This was the
referencing.
guy.
With like a bat. Yeah, that's accurate.
So we found Marshall Yanda's. We found his doppelganger.
Yep.
And so his girlfriend was embarrassed the rest of the time, or the
Oh,
first
yeah.
date. Or
All
the
I
date.
know
Oh, yeah.
is we gotta take this picture, Photoshop it in a Rangers jersey.
Was he
That is the
White Adam Fox.
That is the
white
picture.
Adam Fox jersey, and we're gonna hang it up in the studio.
yeah, that is the pic. That is
That's
the
the
picture.
thumbnail.
That's the thumbnail.
Oh,
Marshall
wait, can you
Yanda.
for the thumbnail picture, can you dive under us?
Yes.
Okay. We're making this happen for the thumbnail picture.
Whose foot wants to be
I'm gonna
lifted?
lift up AJ's foot, and I'll be your dad. No, I'll be you. I'll be. Yeah, I'll be you.
Pause.
It's happening, bro. Well, that was a phenomenal story right there. That's top tier.
Unbelievable.
I feel like we gotta get into pickups and then maybe do Metro if we're
Let's.
done.
All right, yeah. Let's
The
speed.
Rangers, and then the Rangers played well on Sunday.
Speed through the Metro real quick. I would have to say, like, let's be real. The Islanders somehow in a playoff spot. They're OTL merchants, straight up.
Yeah.
They're just OTL merchants.
Flames.
The Flyers are actually a good team. Straight up.
They're not bad.
They're a good team. And they've won, 4 straight games? Like, they beat the Avalanche. They beat the Penguins twice. They beat the Coyotes. They're a good team. They're making things happen.
Not bad.
Capitals, again, good team. Even they're making moves. They beat the Rangers game. They beat the Blackhawks after that. The Devils got hot. They did. They got hot. And they lost to the Oilers, though, because it's 2 hot teams. One's going to come out on top.
Yeah.
The only loss in that stretch was the Sharks. But aside from that game, Steph, are they back? Are they back?
I'm saying they're back for now.
They're back for
3-1 on the Western Canada road trip is pretty good. I didn't really get a chance to watch any of them, really. But I don't know. I think a big question, actually, is the Metro just mid this year?
Let's go around the table, guys. Is the Metro mid?
Yep.
Yep. He says yep. I mean, the Islanders are in a playoff spot, so yes, the Metro is
Yes.
mid.
Yep.
Straight up.
Except for the blue shirts. baby.
So
Except for the
all
Blue
I just want to point this out. Coming into the division, what do we think was the strongest, the deepest division in hockey? It was what?
Metro.
Not the
Metro.
Central.
the
Yeah, Metro. Yeah,
It was the
Metro.
Metro.
Yeah.
And what division arguably has been the
listen-
worst?
I mean,
I honestly,
it's between the Pacific and the Metro.
I went into the season.
It might be the Metro.
I went into the season with my prediction of having the Rangers in a wild card spot. That's
Yeah.
just how it was shaping up.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm sorry. I had the Penguins at 3.
Yeah, that ain't
Hurricanes
happening.
1,
That
Hurricanes
ain't
1, Devils 2,
happening.
Penguins at 3, Rangers at 4.
So AJ, talk to me about those Penguins.
So I got 2 numbers for you.
0 and 37,
Yep.
0 and 37.
Yeah, and I got a date for you.
Let me
No-
test the game. Let me guess
November
the date.
15th.
Not the second date of the Capitals.
November
of the Rangers
15th.
fan.
Against-
What was I know Connor knows the answer. What do you think? What do you think November 15th has to do with anything of significance to this topic?
Last time
last
the
power play
Penguins
goal.
scored a power play goal.
Yep.
Well, they didn't have a game that day, so was it the 14th or the 16th?
14th.
Oh, the Blue Jackets game?
No, it was the 16th. The Sharks game.
Okay, the Devils
or
game.
the Sabres game.
The Sabres game.
No,
So the 11th.
yeah, it was the Sabres game at home.
So the 11th. So it's
Yeah.
more. It's
More.
even worse.
The worst.
It's a full month ago. That's a whole month ago. Today's the 12th of
Yep.
December.
Yep. And the Penguins' top power play has not 1 Hall of Famer, not 2 Hall of Famers, not 3 Hall of Famers, but 4 on that unit.
So 4 of the 5 players you're telling me are Hall of Famers.
Are Hall of Famers. And guess what?
They can't score.
You know what their power play percentage is? 10.4%. 10.4%. That's bad. That's really bad. And you know what's crazy? If you go on Money Puck and you go on with an expected goals for at 5-on-5, you know who's going to be in the top 3 teams of that? The Pittsburgh Penguins. So they've been one of the better 5-on-5 teams in the league. But you know what? That don't matter when you can't score on the man advantage. It don't matter, and that's why the Penguins suck. That's why they
11
stink.
wins, 7th in the Metro.
So that's all I gotta say. And guess what? I'll give out a pick 'em right now. I'm gonna take the Arizona Coyotes over the Penguins.
I'm going to pick them out right now.
I'll give a pick 'em out right now.
So let's just do those pick'ems, man. Let's just do those pick'ems. Drum rolls and all, let me get you the standings. In first place, who wants to take a guess who's in first place?
Daniel Moya.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah, he's right. He's got 240 points. He's in first. Second place, with 235. 5 behind Daniel.
AJ Jason.
Connor Cupid.
It's you, AJ. You got 235.
We'll take
You
it.
are right there. Third place, 232, right behind both. Second and right there. In the mix.
Connor Cupid.
Connor Cupid.
Yes, sir. You know it. And now this is where it gets good. Fourth place, a full 16 behind me in third place. with 216.
I'm gonna go with Alex Daly.
I'm gonna go with Justin Brady.
It's Alex Daly. He's back there, so we know 5th and 4th now. Let's do both of them together. I mean 5th and 6th. Justin Brady's right there in 5th with 214. 2 behind Alex. We know who's in last, but I just want y'all to guess where he is. How many points?
196.
And Tanner? Where are you at?
201. No, I wouldn't be that close. Yeah, 201.
201 and 196. Steph?
What does Justin have again?
214.
214.
I remember we were talking about whether or not Tanner was going to hit 200. So I'm going to say.
And that was even 2 weeks ago, I think. No, wait. Was that 2 weeks ago or last week? No, we didn't have a show. We did have a show last week. I lied.
All right, just give me the point though. Give me the point though.
201 and 196. He's 198.
Right in the middle.
In the middle.
I thought I had a good week.
190.
I got 3 out of 4 correct yesterday.
Got 3. 198.
Hey, Tanner.
214. 216. Jumps massively. 232, 235, 240. So there's a pack at the front, a pack in the middle, and then Tanner.
Listen.
Hey Tanner, I'm gonna give you a line of motivation here.
Okay.
It's not about how you start,
Not at all.
but it's what.
How you finish?
Exactly.
Yes, sir. And with that, let's get into today's NHL Pick'ems, baby. Game 1. Carolina, Ottawa Senators. I'll get this thing started off. I'm thinking the Hurricanes going to pick one up here. The Sens just not a good team. Give me the Canes, baby.
I'm going to go with the Carolina Hurricanes on this one as well.
Give me the Canes.
Canes around the board, and Daniel taking the Canes. Justin taking the Canes, and guess what Alex Daly is taking?
The Carolina Hurricanes.
The Carolina Hurricanes. Everybody rocking with the Canes. That's how it is. Game number 2. It's a good one. It's Blue Shirts and the Leafs. 2 teams wearing blue, but come on now. This is a Rags W written all over it. Give me the Rangers.
I, too, am going to go with the Rangers. I think Igor Shesterkin needs a really good challenge, and I really think that he will get one tonight facing the Leafs, but I think it will be good to get him back on track. Give me the Rangers.
AJ.
Give me the Toronto.
Oh,
Maple
man.
Leafs.
He's swinging them, my boy. He's swinging them.
I have a question. I have a question to ask.
All right, then I have an answer to give.
What is your opinions on the Rangers' third jerseys?
Steph,
I did see someone on campus today wearing one though.
Steph,
I
do you
think
think
Andre
the
Miller
Leafs
did,
or
yeah.
the Rangers will win?
I'm taking the Rangers.
She knows.
The Maple Leafs have
Look at that
Jones
coin
as
toss
their
is
shoulder.
outside. It's
We
coin
got a
toss.
coin. We got a coin flipper.
Coin toss.
It's coin toss. Yes, sir. They'll, listen, man, they be flipping that coin.
We got a coin.
Don't I
We
say
got
we
coin
flip that
flippers
coin?
in the hallway.
So now, next one's up on the list of pick'ems here. It's the guys in Mullet Arena versus the Penguins. It's the Coyotes and the Penguins. I will be thinking that the Arizona Coyotes are winning this game. Anthony Cafone just walked by. Oh, I think so. I think he might have. I think a celebrity sports director might have just walked by. Sports director sighting. Anyways, Coyotes. I'm taking them. AJ already told us earlier.
I'm taking the
I'm
Coyotes.
taking the Coyotes. So now, Tanner Price.
Give me the Pittsburgh Penguins.
And you know who's on your
Sounds
side?
bold.
Daniel Amoya and Justin Brady. Alex Daly will be taking the Coyotes, though.
Yeah,
so we're
that's bold.
split down the middle on this one. And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a nice little ride. We're going to see how this one plays out. But Tanner taking the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yep.
Stefania.
Roll Coyotes.
Roll Yotes.
Roll Yotes.
Next one, Detroit Red Wings, St. Louis Blues. I didn't know where to go with this one, honestly. I felt like both teams are where they're at in the pretty mid-section. St. Louis being the home team, for some reason that's going to make a difference for me. Give me the Blues.
Give me the Wings.
Ooh, give me the Wings, he says right there.
I'm gonna also go with the Red Wings.
And Tanner goes
Oh,
with the Red
no.
Wings as well.
Oh no.
What? Now you're going to lose?
Oh no.
Alex taking the Wings. Daniel taking the Wings. Justin's the only other person that's taking the Blues with me. So, Justin, oh man, that's not good company either. So, let's find out how this one ends. Steph.
I'm taking the Blues.
Taking the Blues,
Smart.
baby.
That's smart.
Next one. The good Philadelphia Flyers and the good Nashville Predators. This one's hard, but I'm going to rock with the Flyers on this one.
I'm gonna go with the Preds.
Oh boy, we're having so much differentiation.
Who's at home?
The
The
Preds are
Predators,
home.
and they have Staros in that.
I'm gonna also go with the Nashville Predators.
See, I'm picking the Predators because I need Philip Forsberg to go off so I can beat Tanner this week. So I can
But Tanner just picked the Preds, so
oh my god, why? Why are you taking the same teams as me?
I think one time you told me that my key to getting back in the league would be just taking all the teams that you took.
so listen.
Did I actually say that?
Very early on, I think it was Frozen Frenzy Day.
So why would you listen to me?
I don't know.
Alex is indeed taking the Flyers. Same with Daniel, and Justin is taking the Predators. So we're split.
There's 5 games today in the 10 o'clock window. Which
Oh
is
boy,
absolutely
That's awful.
that's crazy.
Steph, you're the tiebreaker.
I'm taking the Preds.
Oh man, it's Tanner Janot's old team. You know how it be out here making moves like that. So
Yep.
next up on the list, a lot of differentiation going on. We're moving to the 10 p.m. slate. Wow, Chicago, Edmonton, Oilers, no doubt. They're just hotter than a stove right now. And the Blackhawks aren't good. So give me the Oilers.
I'm waiting to make my pick.
Oh goodness.
Actually, no, it's easy. I'm taking the Oilers.
Yeah, we had to say rip to the Oilers of baseball. No more Angels of hockey either.
Hmm?
Shohei Ohtani and
Gone,
Mike
yeah.
Trout.
You can't make the comparison anymore.
Can't make the comparison anymore.
No, you can't. That's
Sadly, unfortunately, ruining the sport of baseball. But enough baseball. Give me the Oilers.
Everyone's taking the Oilers. Not a single soul believes in the Blackhawks unless Stephania does.
We have Connor Bedard.
I do not.
Connor Bedard versus McDavid tonight. So it
That's
should be a good
true.
one.
The Connors. You know, it's the best name in hockey. What can I say? So now,
Connor Clifton.
I wonder why you'd say that.
Florida, Seattle. Vamos, Gatos. You couldn't even convince me to pick the other way. Not only because they're my favorite team, of course, but they're rolling right now. They win 3 straight games. Bobrovsky's in net. This Kraken. We just had a whole, I think it was like 20 minutes of what they're bad earlier today.
And that is exactly why I'm picking the Kraken.
Oh, God.
This makes this real easy for me. I'm picking the Panthers.
He's like, so Tanner, you really want to go about this, huh? Let's see if anyone's on your side, Tanner. This has got to be a swing game, right? Alex, Florida. Daniel, Florida. Justin is taking the Seattle Kraken.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yes!
Oh no!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
That's the last person I want on my side.
Let's go, Kraken.
Boom, boom, boom. That's the sound
I
effect that
gotta
needs to be
get
on this
the.
board.
I gotta get the video of Justin. Just any video.
What
Kraken lose. Unfortunate game here.
This is why the Devils lose. This is why they lose.
Unfortunate loss
This is
here.
why I can't have everything
Unfortunate
nice.
loss here at the Rock.
If you know, you know. If you
Yeah,
don't,
if you
don't.
know, you know on that one. But he's quoting the Devils Fanatics videos. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's like, Devils lose again, guys. You know.
He always looks like the
I think
You ever
Tanner's.
see the Travis Scott apology video?
Yeah.
He always looks like that.
Yeah.
He always looks like
Like,
that.
Devils lose. Unbelievable loss to the Seattle Kraken tonight. It always looks
And he
like
always
that.
holds the phone like this. Oh, the Devils lose. Terrible performance in that for VTech. The defense couldn't keep
Man.
him out of the middle of the ice. Ugh.
Man,
The bottom 6 didn't play well.
Man,
even though
this is just
my
a
boy
tough one.
Jackie played well.
Man, this is just a tough one.
Man, this is a tough one, but they got to go back. They got to get back. They'll win. They'll be fine. Don't you panic. Let's go, Devils, baby.
Yeah, oh my God! It's always positivity. That's good on him. Eric Holla did the Selly again, guys.
Eric Owen did the Sally! Oh my god!
His videos always go like this. It goes flatline for the like what happened. Guys, tough night. Then it's goes like this. It goes down with him just the dog pile and the pity party. But then it comes back up and it comes back to that same wavelength. Because no matter what, the man can never get too high, never get too low.
Never. But right now, next one up here, we got Lightning and the Vancouver Canucks. Two solid teams, two good goaltenders, but the Nucks are at home. And I don't like Tampa, so give me the Nucks. Silence around the room.
I don't want to make my pick yet.
Oh, he wants AJ to go first.
Ugh, give me Tampa. Don't do it.
Give me the Nucks.
Oh, yes, sir. So, let's see what the rest of everybody else thought in the chat. Daniel taking the Lightning. Alex and Justin taking the Canucks. So, AJ and Daniel, so we know who's winning the game. The top two in pick'ems are taking the Lightning, and everybody else is taking Vancouver. So, I think we know who's winning the game, guys. Let's just be honest here.
Tough loss here.
Tough loss here at the Rock, but
tough loss here. They got outshot 40-18.
VTech did not
they
play
couldn't.
well.
Yeah, they couldn't get out of their own zone. VTech couldn't save anything, but you know what? They got the Kraken in 2 days. They'll
shout
be fine.
out the AJ's comment on the last Breaking the Ice post.
If you know, you know. If
It
you
was
don't,
a good
you don't.
comment thread. It was a great thread.
If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Can I get a hey there? Was that what it was? No.
Hey
it was just a
there.
It was just a hey, right? Just a hey.
Hey, smiley face.
So Calgary, Vegas for the next game. That's a Knights moment without a doubt.
Give me them Knights. And this man is so picking Calgary. He's thinking of every reason to
What's
pick
your
the
decision?
Flames.
I'm picking the Flames.
Calgary's are gonna. Oh my
Roll
god.
Dustin Wolf. Dustin Wolf for Vezina.
Dustin Wolf for Vezina.
Ted, I dare you to pick the Flames.
I might be stupid, but I'm not that stupid. Give me the Knights.
Everybody taking the Knights. And the final game of the night, and it's going to really test Tanner's will. It's Jets Sharks. Sharks at home.
I gotta hear Tanner pick first on
Sharks
this one.
at home. Plus 162 for everyone out there.
Roll Sharkies, baby.
Of course.
This is why I'm last. The San Jose Sharks.
This is why I'm last, he says.
We got arguably the best goaltender in the NHL versus arguably the worst goaltender in the NHL. Connor Hellebuck versus Mackenzie Blackwood. And
Alex,
Mackenzie Blackwood is going to come out on top.
Alex
Roll.
and Daniel taking the Jets.
I'm looking
How
at
about
this-
you, AJ?
I'm looking at this whatever I am messing up my words. The Sharks have a better chance to win than the Chicago Blackhawks do.
AJ, what's your decision?
So, a little earlier, I said that the Jets arguably have arguably the best defense in National Hockey League. I said that they have a top 5 goalie in the league. I said that they were one of the more complete teams in the NHL. They're on the road versus one of the worst teams in the NHL. But anything can happen on any given night. Give me them Sharks! I'm rolling with Tanner.
God.
Woo! I'm going with Tanner.
But you know who's with you guys? Justin Brady.
Oh,
I regret that.
Instant regret.
I picked the Sharks to win.
I said the Jets. I said the Jets are going to win.
Rough
I'm
night.
kidding.
Rough night tonight. I picked
Give me
the
the
Sharks to win. They didn't win. Let's go Sharkies, baby.
Tanner, all I know is if we win, we are talking noise in the group
Yep.
chat tonight.
Yep. Sharkies.
So there's Pick'ems.
roll.
There's
Roll
Pick'ems.
Sharks.
And now to end the show with the last 5 minutes here.
I just bashed Tanner's picks for the last 10 minutes. But you know what? At the end, me and you, we ride together, we die together.
Yep.
Roll Sharks.
Roll Sharkies.
And end the show. Going to talk about the Atlantic for a few minutes. Why not? The Bruins occupy the top spot in this division because they're a good NHL team. It's plain and simple. They're not bad. And the Florida Panthers are doing work. Sam Reinhart carrying the load. Second in the in that division. Beat the Stars on national TV. Beat the Penguins. Then they beat the Blue Jackets because they're them.
Beating the Penguins ain't an accomplishment.
The Maple Leafs are holding that third spot. Montreal, Ottawa's trying to be good. This team has. I feel like this division has no bad teams. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
I mean, you could look at it. You could look at the Ottawa Senators, but they have also only played
22 games, yeah.
22 games on the season. So I think you have to keep that into account. They're last in the
Division
conference right now.
But they have 7 games on Buffalo.
They have 7 games on Buffalo, and they have the Capitals they only have three games in hand on the Capitals though. So this team is not playing well. They're sitting exactly at 11-11 at 500. So they're gonna have to see right now what type of team they are. Are they in this? Are they going to be the team that was promised, or is this a rough? It's been a rough year for them.
And the Red Wings occupy a wild card spot right now. Do the Lightning sneak into one of those?
I think they will. The Lightning have that pedigree. They have that championship.
Even they can
pedigree.
sleep into a divisional spot. They're only 2 points
could.
out of Toronto.
They could. This is going to be a dogfight in this wild card race and whatever.
Even the divisional race will be a
Even
dogfight.
the divisional race. The only spot that is Boston is safe. Like everyone else besides the Rangers and the Bruins are all very close to each other.
Islanders have a spot. That's all you need to know.
The Islanders have a spot. Like the Rangers, Bruins, and Panthers have more than 34 points. Everyone else has under that.
Woo!
So, yeah.
Yeah! Let's go!
I'll see you in the Eastern Conference Final.
Oh, dude. Don't even make that joke from now. But
We would
listen,
pull up the game.
what
the
is
game
everyone's thoughts on Campbell's Bruins and Devils fandom?
I don't like it.
I just don't understand how you can have 2 teams.
Yeah.
Dude, 5 Foot has 8 teams.
I don't understand how you can run more than one team.
I understand liking a team and wanting them to do well.
Oh, I got a good one after you're done, yeah.
Because there's a lot of teams that I keep track of and I want them to do well, but I am a Rangers fan at heart. And I would never leave them unless they disbanded or moved to another city.
No, Campbell's a Bruins fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Campbell's a Bruins fan.
Over Devils? Really?
If you claim your team is the Devils, but yet you have to have a team of a second fandom, that first team is just not your fan.
Yeah.
And
You're just not a fan of that first team.
this one girl told me she is a Devils fan, right? She's a Devils fan, but she roots for the Hurricanes in secret.
You're a Hurricanes fan.
You're a Hurricanes fan. You're a Hurricanes fan. I don't.
In the same division.
Bro, that's like
is
cheating.
wild.
Yeah, in the same division is crazy.
Nicole is a Devils Flyers fan, right?
Yeah.
That's insanity.
I will
said the
say
same
this
thing.
in baseball, I am a Mets fan. I'm a diehard Mets fan. I also want no. But if I also
Tanner
want,
is a diehard Mets
No.
fan here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
I want the Blue Jays to do well. I like the Blue Jays. I like what they have.
Well, they almost got Shohei, but everyone.
But I would never not be.
Yeah.
If it came down to a Mets Blue Jays World Series, it's the Mets, 100%.
Well, everyone,
never
thank you
understand.
so much for joining me here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair for the last episode of Breaking the Ice this semester. Stefania, Tanner, and AJ joined us. We'll be back next semester, taking the winter off, but hey, don't go anywhere. We'll be back for next semester, and we'll break the ice then. So have a great break, everyone, and stay tuned. We'll see you next time on the Icebreakers, Breaking the Ice. I'm Connor Cupid.